It was 2020, the early months of COVID, and we knew something was wrong with my mom. I was 43, I weighed just over 200 pounds, and I had brain fog at least once a week. I had a strong feeling that it was being caused by my diet. So watching my mom in that year of all years, something in me decided I was not going to just wait for my turn. Here is what I believed back then. I thought Alzheimer's was basically diabetes of the brain. Some people have called it type 3 diabetes. I figured if I got my weight down and my blood sugar under control, I would be fine. And that belief was not wrong. It was just small. And over the next 5 years, I found out how much bigger your brain health picture really can be. So in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to walk you through what I actually changed. Not a supplement I want to sell you, the real list. In order, one thing at a time. 5 changes in all, and the last 2 are not the ones you would expect. Because if this disease lives in your family, I think the order of prevention matters. So I started with food. The research kept pointing me toward a ketogenic diet. So I learned how to do one properly. Over the next 2 years, I lost an additional 35 pounds. I got to a healthy weight, and my fasting glucose numbers, well, they got strong and they stayed there. And that really matters. Good metabolic health is real, and it is the foundation. Insulin resistance is one of the most common contributors to cognitive decline. But here's what I learned. Good metabolic health is the starting line. It's not the finish line. Once my weight and my blood sugar were handled, I could finally see the other issues that were lying underneath. The next one I started working on was my gut. I spent years eating fast food and ultra-processed food, years of drinking more than I should have, and I know what that does to your body. I had gut dysbiosis, also known as leaky gut. The lining of my gut was letting things through that it should not. That matters for your brain because a lot of inflammation starts in your gut and it travels upwards. Here's the part most people get wrong. They think eating clean fixes a leaky gut. It does not. Eating helps you from making it worse, but it does not repair what is already damaged. To actually heal it, you have to find and remove everything that is driving the inflammation. And then you have to rebuild the lining. That's actually 2 jobs, not just one. So I stopped guessing and I got help. I met with a specialist. I did a food inflammation test called Precision 88. We tested before the protocol and eventually we tested after. Then I spent a year on a strict diet to repair that lining. It was a very limited diet. It was hard, but I did not try to white knuckle it. I actually hired a health coach of my own to help me build the structure and keep me on track, because knowing what to do and doing it every day, well, those are 2 different things. At the end of the year, my gut was rebuilt. My weight was stable, and I thought I was close to being done. I was not done. So I started looking at my mouth. In my early 20s, I had a root canal and a crown put in. And for years, every single time I got my teeth cleaned, the hygienist would say something along the lines of, "Let me be gentle, it's a little nasty back there," or "I can see some inflammation around your crown site." I stopped brushing that off because the research keeps pointing to the mouth as a doorway. The bacteria behind gum disease, one in particular called P. gingivalis, has been found inside the brains of Alzheimer's patients. Your oral microbiome and your gut microbiome are not separate. They are actually work together as one unit. So I made some decisions. I had that old crown removed, and I had a silver mercury filling taken out too. I did this carefully. And if you ever do this, the who matters just as much as the what. You want a dentist who is SMART, S-M-A-R-T, certified by the International Academy of Oral Medicine and Toxicology. The SMART stands for Safe Mercury Amalgam Removal Technique. That was my call. Whether you do it is between you, your doctor, and your dentist. Then I got serious about my daily maintenance. I bought a water pick and a sonic toothbrush to break up the plaque biofilm. I use a toothpaste and a mouthwash built for the oral microbiome. I treat my mouth like part of brain health now, because it is. And this is where I'm at today. I have a functional doctor, and we run blood work every 4 months. Not because I'm sick, because I want to see the trends and adjust my food, my training, and my lifestyle before a number becomes a problem. One of the things that blood work turned up was low hormone levels. And this is where it comes back to you. A lot of the science on cognitive decline points to hormones. And for women, the big one is the menopause transition. It is known to change the female brain chemistry. For me, the numbers showed very low testosterone. 20 years of poor food and worse sleep will do that. So, with my doctor, I started hormone replacement therapy. That is my choice, made with a physician, and yours is a conversation for you and your doctor. But I want you to know hormones belong on your list. And the last thing I'm working on might sound a little funky, but it's my toenails. As a teenager, I had a couple of toenail surgeries, and that left me with a nail that's never been right since. It's a fungal infection now, most likely a dermatotyphite. Maybe I said that wrong, but I know that's a pretty common cause of toenail fungal infections. So let me be straight with you on this. This is not a toxin. This is not producing myotoxins in my body. I went looking for the brain connection and could not find one. No one has actually studied toenails and cognition, and I'm not going to invent a correlation so it fits neatly on this list. So why am I telling you? Because a chronic infection sitting in my body, and I don't like leaving those alone. That's a general principle, not a brain health claim. I'm working with a dermatologist with a prescription topical. I picked a topical because I didn't want the liver load from the oral antifungal drug. And I want you to hear the trade-off I made. The topical has a much lower cure rate and will take a year or more. That's the choice I made because of the research and because I'm concerned about my own health. I'm telling you the toenail thing on purpose. It's not glamorous, and that's exactly the point. This is what it looks like to take the boring items seriously. You go down your list, and some of the items on that list, well, they're humbling. So let me pull it all together for you. Good metabolic health is the baseline for protecting your brain. Get your weight and your blood sugar into a good place, and you have built the foundation. That part is real, and that is where I would start if I had to start again. That is why the order matters. You build the foundation first, then you go looking for what's sitting on top of it. But it is a foundation, it's not the whole house. There are so many other contributors to this disease. The gut, the mouth, toxic load, stress, the things you would never connect to your brain until you actually go looking. You have to look at your whole life, all of it, and that's how you find your own list. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm a son, and I'm a board-certified health and wellness coach who has spent the last 5 years doing prevention on myself because this disease lives in my own family. Here is what I want you to take from this. You do not need to fix everything at once. You need to look honestly and pick one place to start. If you have questions about your own cofactors and what might be on your list and what to do about it, well, that's exactly the work I am here for. There's a link below to book a free 20-minute call with me. We will talk about where you are and what your first step is. No pitch. By the end, you will know whether I can help. And if you're not ready for that, that's completely fine. Go slow. Subscribe to the newsletter because I've seen it. And please follow along. I share what I'm learning and doing every single week. My grandmother never got to do any of this. Neither did my aunt. And unfortunately, my mom can't now. But you know what? I can. And so can you.